Coach Godfather, it's been a long wait, I think for everyone, 6 years to be exact. How has the return of this course been received by the coaches, especially this first group?
Yeah, for me, I would first like to express my gratitude, and it's an honor actually. The applicants, the more than 60 coaches applied for this course, and I'm part of the 25. I'm really grateful for that opportunity. It's been a long wait for me. I've done my CAF license 2012. It's been just over 10 years. Waiting to be engaged in this course, and it's been great. I can tell you, it's been 3 days, but it's all positive. Mm-hmm. It all augurs well for the country. Yeah.
What has caught your attention?
That it's just the discussions. The engagements. It's a combination of everything. It's been 3 days, but it feels like it's been weeks or months already. The practical sessions, but also the interaction, in terms of the topics that we are engaged in the sessions. We're learning a lot of things about, sometimes a lot of things, they are discussed just Pezulu, but in this course, everything, the instructors are assisting us to go into detail, but also, the influence of the coaches like Coach Gavin, Coach Bobby Solomons, Coach Steve Barker, Coach Eric Tinkler, with the massive experience, they've been coaching for decades, and not only them being around us, but being able to actually willing to share the knowledge and experience. So it actually takes us to a course where we are learning about practical experiences, they also assisting in when we do practicals, they take more charge, they bring their experience, they're assisting the coach in understanding through their experience to say, okay, in this situation, try to do 1, 2, 3, 4, this is how to conduct a training session, focus on these coaching points and all that, so they actually elevate the level of this course, which is a big plus for some of us aspiring coaches,
Mm-hmm. You talk about having these pro coaches at the elite level, also because you've been for a very long time producing elite players, and now you are even there to gauge firsthand in terms of how are they doing it there. And I can also imagine that they are also asking you other questions because you have been doing this thing consistently at Sundowns.
And grateful also for the opportunity to be working for a club like Sundowns for 10, 11, 12 years, and we've worked to produce a lot of players that are currently playing at PSL, NFD level, and I also believe that you got to be driven by passion to do the very best that you can wherever you are placed. But the ambition is obviously to grow and be a coach that will obviously coach at a higher level, I just think a lot of things we're able also to learn, through the pressure and, the quality of our programs within the club, But however, we don't have the experience of coaching at a high level, There's other challenges that you gotta be there to understand, And these are the things that they are able to share with us, to actually prepare some of us to say, when you get it, I know that we'll need your own experience, but at least they bring us closer to the understanding of the demands, and the expectation, when you transition to that level of coaching.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, there's always a lot of talk, and I think maybe even in your program now for this first phase, the issues of game model, they come into the space.
Game model. It also was a big discussion point in terms of are we able to assist in actually developing a game model that will talk to us as South Africans. I know it's a big discussion. It's not a discussion that maybe we'll find solutions now, but with the assistance of everybody and the coaches that we have, I think it has to be an ongoing discussion because we want to revive the quality of the football and the quality of how we compete and to be the best that we can possibly be in terms of understanding the players that we have. There's a lot of issues that came into how we can revive, the demographics, what type of players do we get from certain regions, how can we maybe put everything together in understanding that if we need a defender, what type of a defender in which province, there's just a lot of discussions, but it's going to be an ongoing discussion.
Mm-hmm. Because this also brings me, there's something that you've been able to do very well at Sundowns, and if I look at how you produced a player like Cassius Mailula, and you've been at the forefront of this, taking nothing away from DTC, but I've noticed how at Sundowns over the years you've used a league like the ABC Motsepe through M Tigers to prepare your players for high performance level.
Yeah, I think also at Sundowns there was a clear plan, to say it cannot be only one way how we produce players, because the players will graduate from the academy. But now maybe are they ready immediately for the first team? Maybe not, So you're thinking about how do we get the players ready for the first team? And obviously with the DDC, but sometimes with the DDC, maybe the challenge would be a player would be playing against or with younger players. Maybe player B or player X, we find that he needs more stronger competition, and that's how we've been using the ABC Motsepe League M Tigers team, to make sure that we are able to produce players that already have the type of competition playing against older players, but also playing for the 3 points that if you don't win, you can get relegated. But if you win, you can get promoted. That winning mentality and playing for that purpose was always a big positive in making sure that we're able to assist the club in producing players that are playing at PSL.
Yeah, so that's why a player like Mailula would get into his first season and click immediately, because the competitiveness, he's used to it. He's used to being kicked by people who want to be promoted at all costs, and get used to those dynamics.
Yeah. As I'm saying, the advantage is when there was planning in the club, the discussions were that MDC is very important. It plays its role in producing players that can go to the first team. But as important as M Tigers, as you alluded to, a player like Cassius, but there's many more that came from M Tigers that are playing PSL. I'm with Steve Barker now. We're talking about Thabo Mloisane. I mean, he played for years in M Tigers and is now. There's many more, and we are really grateful for the club, to put us in this situation, to say we are required to do our work and help produce players, and not only for the first important thing is to produce players for the first team, but we also have a bigger responsibility to the country at large. If the player cannot play to the first team, let's send the player to any other PSL club.
The technical structure at the club, and sometimes people will say Sundowns has got money and all those things, but you look at the overall footballing structure at the club and you're like, this is a club where even if Godfrey can leave or Nani can leave or Pito can leave, nothing changes much, because there's a template and there's a model that is being used overall.
Yeah, a clear model and a clear philosophy in terms of the demand and the expectations wherever you are. That's why earlier I said you gotta have passion and be able to do the best that you can wherever you are placed, because there's a demand and expectations in the role that you play wherever you are, and it's clear that the demand and the expectation is to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not for only Godfrey Sapula, but it's for anyone that come in my shoes, and it needs to be able to understand and be inducted in understanding that what is expected out of him. It's not about the person, but it's about the demand and the structure as a whole, and it's bearing a lot of positive results overall.
Mm-hmm. Do you think generally in our game we would be in a better place, Godfather, if in all our structures, especially at elite level and coaching and even in national teams, we would have all the coaches who have gone through this process?
Absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And it's something that I think was long overdue, actually. I mean, we're talking about CAF A, and as you say, in the last 10 years, there was only CAF A, which was 6 years ago, and absolutely, and the importance of also having good coaches at grassroots level, as they were rolling out all the CAF D, CAF licenses. It's important because we as a country, we gotta arm those coaches at grassroots to be able to produce a player from the age of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so forth, to arm the player with the right tools, so that the player can be able to progress with the right tactical understanding and knowledge, so that he's able to say, even when he reaches the academy elite space, your DDC, ABC, and all that, the player is ready to know to compete and is ready to say, when given an opportunity, to be in the PSL space or even for the national team, the player is equipped, because the development that the player has received is such that the player will be able to cope. And obviously, the bigger picture is to have a very strong and good Bafana. So it's very, very important that we roll out these courses and more coaches are equipped, because someone was telling me about the stats. I'm not sure in Germany or what, that you find one coach in a team of 15 or so players, junior or young players. You find there's 3 or 4 coaches. So one coach is responsible to coach 4 or 5 players. So do you imagine how much attention does an individual player receive? And can you imagine if that player grows up like that from the age of 9? So that is why you find other countries are able to produce a 16-year-old that is ready to play. But with us, we have one coach that is coaching 20 players. And it's even worse if the coach is not equipped with the tools.
And finally, now so you're finishing here on the 20th. So between the 20th and the next, the second phase, and I'm sure you'll be going back and coaching with a difference.
Yeah, but it's a long way to go. We take all the knowledge and the experience, and we try and put it to good use immediately. There's no reason why you can get so much knowledge and experience in a short time and keep it to yourself. You gotta use that knowledge and experience first to better yourself. But obviously, if you are able to do that, then you are able to impart that knowledge to the players that you are coaching. It's really important. And these courses are really important because you cannot coach because of who you are and what you did when you were playing. There's a lot of evolution in football that requires all the coaches, to go and study and have more knowledge in terms of where the football is the direction that the football is taking. And I'm really grateful for this course that is really taking us to that level where we are able to impact positively to the players in this country.
Okay, all the best, Coach.
No, thank you.